So anyone can purchase the course. It's an online training program with a membership component that kind of walks you down the path of building your foot care business. And we actually do have a LPN in the program. And so he actually contacted his state and they gave him the green light to go forward to creating a foot care business. The reason that I didn't market this business to LPNs when I launched it a few years ago was because a lot of the lawsuits that occurred between nurses and foot care businesses were with LPNs. And the reason that was because they did not hold an adequate amount of liability insurance, meaning they either didn't have any liability insurance on their business or they felt that their nursing license insurance was enough. That $99 that we pay for a year stuff, they thought that was enough. No, that's not enough. So what I tell people to do is to always check with the NSO, it's Nurse Service Organization, and that is who provides nurses with business liability insurance. You need to have business liability insurance. Generally, this will cost you anywhere from $600 to $1,400 for the year. Don't come for me and quote me on that, but that's generally seems to be the running number on that. I tell nurses that are thinking about going into foot care to reach out to them and to see if they can obtain the business liability insurance to become a foot care provider. Because if you can't get that insurance, you can't really have that business. You need to have that insurance. So I tell nurses that are looking into starting this to start there. The reason I didn't market this to LPNs was I didn't want to take advantage of LPNs and say, sure, absolutely, you can do this, knowing in my heart of heart that 100% I don't know if you can or not, but I wasn't going to take your money and give you empty falsehood promises that you would later find out, whether it was through the Board of Nursing contacting you or through a lawsuit or something, unfortunate like that. I didn't want that to become a something that happened in nurses world, and I didn't want to be tied to that, to be honest. That's just drama that I don't want to be involved in. And so I didn't want to make those false promises to nurses and say, absolutely, you can have this. Why can't you? That's not my choice. That's not my decision. It's between the Board of Nursing and the state. And in Ohio, where you're at and I'm at, I don't know if you can or not. And I've read it, and it's very muddy. It doesn't say for sure if you can or can't do it as an LPN, because what it does address is, can an LPN have a business independently? And a lot of those things, they want an RN to be oversight of that LPN in the business sector. So I don't know. And I'm in Ohio, and I can't even tell you if I think you can or not. I don't know. So I'm not going to say you can or not. So I would say check with the NSO first, because I've had nurses come back and say that the NSO did tell them that they could not get liability insurance for foot care. So that is one way of kind of weeding through those weeds and trying to figure it out. So that might be something that may help you out there. Let me know if you have any more questions. Hope that helps.